The 1970 to 1971 NBA season was the 25th season of the National Basketball Association. The season began October 13, 1970 and ended March 23, 1971. The NBA expanded to 17 teams as the Portland Trail Blazers, Buffalo Braves, and Cleveland Cavaliers began play. The number 1 draft pick was Bob Lanier, selected by the Detroit Pistons. Spotlight, what's going on in this NBA Wrap? Those are some quick facts about this season. Drop a like if you learned something new. Let's get to the team records. Leading the league in the West were the Milwaukee Bucks with a 66 win, 16 loss record, followed by the Los Angeles Lakers 48-34, Chicago Bulls 51-31, and San Francisco Warriors 41-41. Missing the playoffs were the Phoenix Suns 48-34, Detroit Pistons 45-37, San Diego Rockets 40-42, Seattle Supersonics 38-44, and Portland Trail Blazers 29 wins, 53 losses. The East was led by the New York Knicks with a 52 win, 30 loss record, followed by the Baltimore Bullets 42-40, Philadelphia 76ers 47-35, and Atlanta Hawks 36-46. Missing the playoffs were the Boston Celtics 44-38, Cincinnati Royals 33-49, Buffalo Braves 22-60, and Cleveland Cavaliers 15-67. Let's jump into our season leaders and all-star game. Winning the scoring title was Lew Alcindor of the Milwaukee Bucks, averaging 31.7 points per game. The rebounds leader was Wilt Chamberlain of the Los Angeles Lakers, averaging 18.2 rebounds per game. And the assist leader was Norm Van Leer of the Cincinnati Royals, averaging 10.1 assists per game. The 1971 NBA All-Star Game was the 21st All-Star Game and was played at the San Diego Sports Arena in San Diego, California on January 12, 1971. The West beat the East 108-107, with the game's MVP award given to Lenny Wilkins of the Seattle Supersonics, with the game-high 21 points. The Eastern Conference All-Stars were Billy Cunningham of the Philadelphia 76ers, Dave DeBusschere, Willis Reed, and Walt Frazier of the New York Knicks, Earl Monroe, Gus Johnson, and Wes Unseld of the Baltimore Bullets, Tom Van Arsdale and Johnny Green of the Cincinnati Royals, JoJo White and John Havlicek of the Boston Celtics, Lou Hudson of the Atlanta Hawks, Bob Kaufman of the Buffalo Braves, and John Johnson of the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were coached by Red Halsman of the New York Knicks. The Western Conference stars were Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain of the Los Angeles Lakers, Dave Bing of the Detroit Pistons, Connie Hawkins and Dick Van Arsdale of the Phoenix Suns, Lew Alcindor and Oscar Robertson of the Milwaukee Bucks, Bob Love and Chet Walker of the Chicago Bulls, Lenny Wilkins of the Seattle Supersonics, Elvin Hayes of the San Diego Rockets, Geoff Petrie of the Portland Trail Blazers, and Jerry Lucas and Jeff Mullins of the San Francisco Warriors. They were coached by Larry Costello of the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's get into our award winners of the season. You know we need that Rookie of the Year award here in Spa World. Please hit that like button. Please hit that sub button. It's free. The MVP of the season went to Lew Alcindor of the Milwaukee Bucks. The Rookie of the Year award was shared by 2 players for the first time in league history, Geoff Petrie of the Portland Trail Blazers and Dave Cowens of the Boston Celtics. Coach of the Year went to Dick Motta of the Chicago Bulls. Making the All-NBA first team was Dave Bing of the Detroit Pistons, averaging 27 points per game, 5 assists per game, and 4.4 rebounds per game. Jerry West of the Los Angeles Lakers, averaging 26.9 points per game, 9.5 assists per game, and 4.6 rebounds per game. Lew Alcindor of the Milwaukee Bucks, averaging 31.7 points per game, 3.3 assists per game, and 16 rebounds per game. Billy Cunningham of the Philadelphia 76ers, averaging 23 points per game, 4.9 assists per game, and 11.7 rebounds per game. And John Havlicek of the Boston Celtics, averaging 28.9 points per game, 7.5 assists per game, and 9 rebounds per game. Making the All-NBA second team, Gus Johnson of the Baltimore Bullets, averaging 18.2 points per game, 2.9 assists per game, and 17.1 rebounds per game. Bob Love of the Chicago Bulls, averaging 25.2 points per game, 2.3 assists per game, and 8.5 rebounds per game. Willis Reed of the New York Knicks, averaging 20.9 points per game, 2 assists per game, and 13.7 rebounds per game. Walt Frazier of the New York Knicks, averaging 21.7 points per game, 6.7 assists per game, and 6.8 rebounds per game. And Oscar Robertson of the Milwaukee Bucks, averaging 19.4 points per game, 8.2 assists per game, and 5.7 rebounds per game. On the All-NBA rookie team, Geoff Petrie of the Portland Trail Blazers, Bob Lanier of the Detroit Pistons, Calvin Murphy of the San Diego Rockets, Dave Cowens of the Boston Celtics, and Pete Maravich of the Atlanta Hawks. On the NBA All-Defensive First Team, Dave DeBusschere of the New York Knicks, Gus Johnson of the Baltimore Bullets, Nate Thurmond of the San Francisco Warriors, Walt Frazier of the New York Knicks, and Jerry West of the Los Angeles Lakers. And making the NBA NBA All-Defensive second team was John Havlicek of the Boston Celtics, Paul Silas of the Phoenix Suns, Lew Alcindor of the Milwaukee Bucks, Jerry Sloan of the Chicago Bulls, and Norm Van Leer of the Cincinnati Royals. It's getting hot. I had to take the hoodie off for this part, the most important part of the season, the NBA playoffs. Yo, drop a comment on what you think so far about this season. This year's playoffs began on March 24th, 1971. The playoffs had a different format from the past since there were now 4 divisions rather than 2, with each division qualifying as champion and second place team, as opposed to having the top 4 from the East and West. In the conference semifinals, the champion of each division played the second place team in the other, with the divisional champion having home court advantage. The 2 winners then played for the conference championship. In the Eastern Conference semifinals, New York defeated Atlanta 4-1. Baltimore won over Philadelphia 4-3. In the Western Conference semifinals, Milwaukee eliminated San Francisco 4-1. Los Angeles won over Chicago 4-3. In the Eastern Conference finals, Baltimore defeated New York 4-3. And in the Western Conference finals, Milwaukee eliminated Los Angeles 4-1. The 1971 NBA Finals began on April 21st, featuring the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Baltimore Bullets. Prior to the season, the Royals stunned the basketball world by trading Oscar Robertson to the Bucks for Flynn Robinson and Charlie Polk. No reasons were officially given, but it was suspected head coach Bob Cousy was jealous of all the attention Robertson was getting. With Lew Alcindor in the low post and Robertson running in the backcourt, the Bucks charged to a league-best 66-16 record, including a then-record 20-game win streak. Led by Lew Alcindor's 31-point, 17-rebound game, the Bucks were able to win Game 1 at home 98-88. Despite alternating home games this series, the Bullets could not win Game 2 in Baltimore. Lew Alcindor had a 27-point, 24-rebound game, and along with Oscar Robertson's 10 assists, the Bucks cruised to a 102-83 win. Milwaukee kept the pressure on the Bullets, going up 3-0 in a 107-99 win, behind a game-high 29 points from Bob Dandridge. Now in his 11th season, perennial All-Star Oscar Robertson scored a game-high 30 points, leading his team to a 4-0 sweep against the Bullets and the Bucks' first franchise championship. The Finals MVP was awarded to Lew Alcindor, averaging 26.6 points per game, 2.5 assists per game, and 17 rebounds in the playoffs. The Bucks were the first Western Conference champions to win the league's championship since the St. Louis Hawks did so in 1958. Check out that episode of NBA Wrapped if you haven't. And were the first expansion team in the NBA to win the championship since the NBA held its first expansion draft. Spot World, that's wraps on today's episode of NBA Wrapped. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you did, definitely hit that like button, hit that sub button. It helps so much. And if you want to keep learning ball, watch that video right here.